Well, good evening. It's Tuesday, the 20th of February 2018. A warm welcome along to tonight's United Kingdom Talk, boys and girls. One of our quite rare nighttime shows for you this evening. All right. Now, what have you had for dinner? Anyone had KFC? You must have seen the story. I can't believe it. How can a massive fast food restaurant that sells mainly chicken all over the country, all over the world, run out of chicken? How the hell does that happen? I'll tell you how that happens, how I reckon it happens. So they've been buying from this supplier for years and years, and they've changed suppliers. Okay? Now, someone in the office has obviously thought, oh, we can save a little bit of money like this, and it'll probably be a small amount, in the grand scheme of things. When I say in the grand scheme of it, say I had £1,000 million and I lost £1 million. It wouldn't be much, would it? Do you see what I mean? So in the grand scheme of things, they've probably saved a little bit of money. They've gone with this other company. Well, they can't deliver the chicken. It's all closed. No fried chicken. People are going mad. For God's sake, man. There's a lot of very happy chickens around. I'm telling you that now. Little beaks. I can hear them now. Oh, we're so happy. Oh, we're so happy. There's a lot of very, very happy chickens around at the moment. I reckon there's actually probably containers of chickens somewhere, stuck and going rotten. Oh, that must be rank. You imagine a whole container of dead chicken going off. Oh, I bet it stinks, doesn't it? Well, it doesn't stop there. Stupid people, and I mean stupid people, have been tweeting and ringing and texting, of all people, the police. Now, we're going highbrow tonight. Highbrow tonight, as you can see from the... Oh, I'm sorry. A little bit too much flesh. You're getting too excited there. You see, I don't want you to watch me for my good looks. Don't be watching me for... I know some of you are. Quite a lot of people, probably. I don't want you to be watching me for my good looks. I'm not one of these people on Periscope. Oh, hello. Oh, hello, look at me. Oh, am I hot? Oh, thanks. No, I'm not one of those people. I like to tell a story. If you like stories, you're in the right place. And I'm not the only one who tells the stories. You do as well. As you'll find out, if you're brand new to the show, welcome along, especially some of you on the English learning groups as well now that like to take a little peek in now and again. Anyway, in the Telegraph today, kindly sent to me by Adam the Plumber. Greetings, Adam, who says, this is by Helen Horton in this morning's Telegraph, there was panic on the streets... I mean, we're talking about chicken here. We're talking about Kentucky Fried Chicken, right? There was panic on the streets of London as the KFC crisis rolled into its fourth day. Not the first, not the second, not the third, the fourth day. With more than half of its 900 UK stores closed due to a chicken shortage. Now, I've been out today and we went past, I think, two Kentucky KFC shops, and they were both open, but there wasn't anyone in there. In particular, we thought that was a bit odd because we went to our Bracknell, where I live in Bracknell. We've got KFC here in Bracknell, and it's one of those drive-through places. They've got a big car park out the back. I mean, the building itself, it looks grim. It looks like the sort of place that chickens would be killed. One of those sort of grim places. Those places like abattoirs and all that. They're always very grim places. Not like they've got nice painted wall and wallpaper. They're grim. They look like death places, don't they? As does the KFC drive-through building here in Bracknell. But it doesn't seem to be put anyone off. Usually there's queues outside. On a Sunday afternoon. Come on. Why are you going to KFC, everyone, and McDonald's on a Sunday afternoon? Please, is life that bad? Is life that bad you've got to go to a McDonald's on a Sunday afternoon for lunch? Anyway, so the KFC, so we went past the KFC. I said, oh, that one looks like it's open. And my mate said, there's no one in it. And there wasn't. 2 people. I counted 2 people in there. And it's quite a large affair. This would have been about 10 to 4 in the afternoon, because I've been out today. I'll tell you about that later. It was about 10 past 4 in the afternoon. We came past the KFC, the main, I think there's only one. Yeah, we've only got one. The main KFC in Bracknell, there was only 2 people in there. Usually there's, enough people sitting there having tea and all that business. Not today. So I don't know if they had run out of chicken or people thought not to go in there because they've heard these stories. Anyway, this story in the Telegraph goes on. Wait for this. Frustrated chicken lovers resorted to contacting their MPs, I kid you not, and calling the police, who warned fried chicken is not a police matter. I mean, what goes through people's heads to contact the police and waste valuable police time telling them that they can't get their fried chicken? Stupid people. It is unbelievable. It really is. Staff are keen to get back to work, reportedly took matters into their own hands. And KFC told the Telegraph it is urgently investigating an incident in Kent where workers were seen smuggling what looked like meat from the local butcher into the back door of the premises. The chain is also looking into reports that staff members in West London approached a local butcher to ask for all their chicken stock. Now, I suppose KFC have their own... So, I mean, I don't know how it works. I've not worked in a KFC, but I just thought the whole lot just came frozen and they put it in. But reading into this, it looks like the chicken comes and then they do the stuff to it in the restaurant and then cook it. So why would KFC, who can't sell anything now because they've got no chicken, why would they object to their outlets going to local butchers and saying, can we have your chicken? And buying it off them and frying it, then it would carry out. I don't see a problem here. But anyway, the fried chicken company, it goes on the story, has said it has strict food safety policies in progress and in place, and staff should not be taking chicken from their local butchers. Why would there be anything wrong with that? All these butchers, they go through health and safety and all that. I don't understand why there'd be anything wrong. In fact, I probably think it would be a bit fresher, wouldn't it, from a local butcher? The shortage appears to be indefinite. There's no end to this in sight, as the company said it was unclear when the supply issue will be resolved. I mean, I'm so happy for the chickens. I really, I'm vegetarian, aren't you? Didn't you? I'm vegetarian, so I'm very happy about this. Very happy about this. The chain switched its delivery contract from South African-owned distribution group Bidvest, which describes itself as the leading supplier of logistical and supply chain solutions to the UK hospitality and restaurant sector, to DHL, the international network. DHL? Now, when I first heard that, I thought, well, that's a bit odd. What are they going to do? Start posting it to the restaurants? You get that note. Hello, mate, DHL. And he comes in a box and there's your chicken. Is that how it works? We don't know. We're not KFC people, are we? They're blaming DHL, blaming operational issues for the disruption. They don't know what they're doing. Operational issues, which means they don't know what they're doing. I mean, what a palaver. It's like going to your local pub. Or this might have happened to you. Oh, we're sorry, we've got no beer. Because some idiot hasn't ordered enough. Shouldn't be doing the job. Workers have been encouraged to take holiday until stores reopen, although KFC has put up a special website page detailing which stores are open. But I mean, I can't believe people are contacting the police about this. It's in the Evening Standard as well tonight. The Met Police have urged hungry KFC fans not to call them, asking for emergency assistance over the fast food chain's chicken shortage. I mean, what would you say to them? What would you say to them? Oh, hello, is that the police? Yeah, I'd like to report that our local KFC has run out of chicken. I'd love to know what these idiots say on the phone to the police, wouldn't you? Officers in Tower Hamlets. There's a lovely place to live. Oh, my God, Tower Hamlets. Who's there? There might be some people in Tower. Cool, that's a dodgy old area. You don't go out your house after 5 o'clock there, dear. Motorbike gangs and everything there, grabbing phones out of people's hands. Actually, I was talking to my mate about that today. I said to him, if you had one of these motorbike gangs grab your phone, how easy, because I've never been on a motorbike. Never been on a motorbike or a moped. I've got a bike, like, pedal bike. Never been on a motorbike. How easy is it, like, if someone had your phone, like, you're on the phone, someone grabs your hand, okay, but you still got your phone. How easy is it to push them over? Yeah, I would love that, wouldn't you? And you'd have to have a mate standing by with a camera. Look at the stupid robber on the ground writhing around like a beetle. They'd be like a beetle. But my mate says it happened so quickly you wouldn't have a chance to push them over. There's my advice to you. Always keep an eye out. You shouldn't be taking your phone out and walking around like that in certain areas of London. Tower Hamlets being one of them. And don't tell me it's not, because I know the area. Don't tell me Tower Hamlets is not dodgy, because it is. Not a good area to go to. So if you are a tourist, watch out. Keep to the tourist areas, dear. But it happens so quickly, you might not get a pushover. But I'd love it, wouldn't you? Wouldn't you love that? One of those dodgy cars. And they're noisy, those bikes. How on earth anyone doesn't hear these bikes coming up to them, I don't know. Because they're noisy, aren't they? These youngsters, they got these bikes, and the noisier, the better. There's one here. There's one round here somewhere that keeps going on the footpath. Like that all the time it is. Most annoying. To push one over. Oh, I'd love to do that, wouldn't you? Got my phone, bang, on the floor. And you know someone would come along, don't you? Oh, well, you shouldn't have pushed him over. Right, we're going to nick you now. That would happen. That would absolutely happen, wouldn't it? Anyway, back to this. Amid the chaos, the East London Police Unit wrote on its Twitter page on Tuesday, "Please do not contact us about the KFC crisis. It is not a police matter. If your favourite eatery is not serving the menu that you desire." I mean, how stupid people are. But there you are. People are stupid, as well you know. As well you know. Let's say hello to some of you joining us this morning on the various platforms. First message in this morning, I believe, was from the lovely Diane. Good morning, Diane. You were missed last night at the karaoke. No Diane at the karaoke on a Monday night? Well, we're nearly closed. Actually, Diane, I have to tell you, it was very, very busy last night. No one sung more than twice last night. That's how busy it is. The Monday night karaoke where I do at Central Station in Wharfdale Road, King's Cross, and the Friday one are both incredibly busy at the moment, and they're doing very well there. So you were missed last night, Diane. A lovely, lovely night. Greetings to John True. Good evening, John. Hope you're well. Diane Jab is there. Good evening to SOS Gregorian. All well here. I've got news of Slimming World today as well coming up. Hello to Zach Thompson. Hello, Zach, who's just home from Reading. Oh, well, Reading, some bits of it are all right, some bits aren't. I don't like the main street. The Oracle's all right. I like it there. Don't like that main Reading street. I never feel safe, even during the daytime, walking up and down the main street in Reading. Outside John Lewis, Marks and Spencer's, you've got Sainsbury's there, haven't you? I used to get all my records from there. There used to be a Virgin Megastore. Do you remember on the corner? Yeah, it was a Virgin. It wasn't H&V. It was a Virgin. A Virgin Megastore. DVDs and records and CDs. Do you remember going into those places? Virgin Megastores. When I was a DJ, which I recently stopped most of my DJing about 6 months ago. I got really fed up with it. I do one night now. Saturday night, I do a little bit of DJing at Central Station, which I have free reign to do what I think is right in there. So that works really well for me. And I used to go every week to a record store and spend £100. Absolutely. That was 20 years ago. And when I moved out here to Bracknell, here in Berkshire, that was my record store. I used to go to the Virgin Megastore in Reading. Ages I used to spend it flicking through those. And the smell. The smell of the plastic. Oh, beautiful. I love it. I love it. Hello to Peter Hides. Welcome, Peter. You've been a little bit quiet lately. I do wonder when people disappear, you wonder what's happened. Have they gone up there? Possibly. Diane's run out of chicken as well, poor old soul. Have you really? Hello to Kevin Webster. Welcome to the show, Kevin. Greetings to Martin. Hello, Martin. It has been a long time. Martin says, haven't kept up with the show, but I swear I'll watch it from now on if you get your listeners to like my friend's page. Now Smith and Johnson. There you see it over there. Have a little look at that. I don't know what that's about. Men's Now Bar. A men's now bar in Zurich. What, to do nails? Really? I never knew there was such a thing, a men's nail bar. Yeah, I suppose blokes have their nails done as well. I use the clippers. Clip, 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 clip. I do it anywhere. Sometimes, I think I'll cut my nails. I just start doing it. People's houses, kitchens, toilets, sitting there on the toilet. Sometimes you're there in the little boys' room a little bit too long. So I just whip out my nail clippers and start doing it. Now toenails as well. Toenails as well. Just do it anywhere. But you've got your own little place. Look at that. Look at that. He says, if they get 20 more likes, they'll win their startup competition. Great idea. Have a beer or whiskey and get your nails done. Oh, it's a bar. So you sell booze as well. What a good idea. Zurich in Switzerland. I can only dream of affording to go to Switzerland, Martin. Very, very expensive. Very, very expensive, all right? If you're watching on YouTube, Periscope, or any of those, I'll come to you in a second, all right, my darlings? Thank you, Martin. So go and have a little look at that. He's put a link on there on my Facebook. If you're watching by some other method, you don't see these links, unfortunately. You'd need to go to facebook.com/Chris Reardon UK. That's me there, and watch the show there, and then you see all the other messages and all that coming up, all right? Martin says, I don't get the fuss about KFC. I don't even have a chicken shop in Zurich. I mean, well, you're not missing anything, to be honest. There's hundreds and hundreds. There's some streets here that have chicken shop next to chicken shop next to chicken shop. I don't know what, just mad. So much chicken and that bad. I don't know if it's good or not eating that stuff all the time. I think probably if you take off the coating, which is the nice bit, and just have the chicken, you're probably removing most of the stuff that's perhaps not so good. I'm not saying it's poisonous or anything like that, but the fatty bit. I mean, I suppose that batter's made out of stuff that is not necessarily that good for you, is it? I don't know. I don't really know anything about it. Yeah, Kevin lives in Tower Hamlets. He said it's okay there. Well, I won't be coming to see you, Kevin. Tower Hamlets, dodgy old place that is, mate. Oh dear. Hello to Lisa, who's watching in the USA. Welcome to the show, Lisa. Vijayan, is that how I say it? Welcome to the show, sir. Bum bum bum. They got no decent karaoke in Zurich. Well, as it happens at Martin, I've got a few nights off at the moment. And where I'm sitting here tonight talking to you because I haven't got a karaoke to do. I've actually got 3 nights off at the moment, Tuesday, Thursday and Sunday, which I had intended to do at this point, to slow down a bit. But I find myself looking around for something to do. I get bored on a night off, so I'm looking around for a Tuesday, Thursday or Sunday night karaoke at the moment. There's 3 little bits and pieces in the kind of, not in the pipeline, things that are not definitely going to happen, but hopefully something will happen with 1, 2, or maybe all 3 of them. You don't know. But nothing at the moment to report, okay? Nothing to report. You're kind of waiting on dates and things like that. Sometimes they don't come. Sometimes they don't come, which is not necessarily the person's fault who said, yeah, what do you want to do this? It comes from like a higher authority, and you can't blame anyone. That's just how it is. But I find myself with a loose end, to be honest. Sitting when I'm not talking to you, I'm just down there watching the telly, not really doing anything else. Don't really want to go out to a bar or anything like that. Hello to Mary Warren. Morning, Mary. The lovely Mark Deacon's there. Hello, Mark. Glad to see you got rid of that beard. I'm so glad you got rid of that beard, Mark. That put about 30 years onto your age, dear. You look so much better without that beard. You really do. Greetings to John Edward McBride. Hello, John. HMV. Yes, I used to use HMV as well. Was it HMV in Reading? Or did they have both? No. I think I'm right in saying the Virgin Megastore became HMV. It was on the corner and it was a massive shop. Wonderful place. I used to love going around in there. Alrighty. Hello to David Anthony. Hello. Oh, it says it's Paul. Oh, no, you confused me. Paul, David Anthony. David Anthony, hi, it's Paul. That's confusing, David. I'm not quite sure where you're coming from. Hello to Mustafa. Greetings, Mustafa. Welcome to the show. £100 would only get you 5 records now. I think you're right, yeah. Not many people buy vinyl now. I've got to tell you, I got rid of all my vinyl in the end. I just chucked it away. And that really, they're not worth anything. You know, all this stuff I used to play, it's mass produced. Maybe if I put the box away for like 1,000 years, sealed it up, and then bought it back later, it might be worth something then. But everyone's got to get rid of all their records first, you see. These things are only worth a couple of pennies, literally 2 or 3 pence each, and it wasn't worth it. It was taking up an entire shed, so I got rid of it. Got rid of it, just took them down a dump or gave them away to a friend of mine, Justin, who runs a pub. And he buys and sells jukeboxes. So he was able to use them to fill the jukeboxes, you see. And he's got one in the pub and all that, which is quite a good thing. Greetings to Tony Power. Hello, Tony. Welcome to the show. Bye-bye. Diane's coming Friday. Lovely. There's Minnie Anderson. Hello to Minnie and Sue. You all right, sweethearts? Nice to see you, Minnie. I'm so pleased you got rid of that beard. Honestly, Mark, I am. I love to skip through some of these because we've got so many more. Mark says he has to ask ID to get to Compton's. And that other place I last saw you at. Do you remember that? It's all right, Mark. Don't worry. Hello to Murray. Nothing worth watching on TV, so I'm here. Do you think so? How can I be more interesting than the news? You're having a laugh, aren't you? Eh? Hello, Mari. You're right, darling. All right, Tony's there. How can you get rid of your vinyl? It was just taking up too much space, Mary. I had a shed in the garden, big shed in the garden, and it was very big, and all my vinyl was in there. And, you know, I put it in there when I moved in. When I moved here 25 years ago, and it never came out of the shed. And so you'd pull it out now and again, you'd have a look, a little bit of mould on there. And I thought, why are you holding on to these? So I just took them all down the dump one day. Oh, you don't need the vinyl anymore. What do I... And people see me still DJing on a computer now. You know, I went from vinyl to CDs to computers. And people say, oh, you know, you play on a computer and all that business. Why do you prefer a computer? I didn't say that. I never said I prefer playing music from a computer. And they say, well, what do you prefer then? I said records. Absolutely. Records. I've got a couple here, you know. I've got anything here? Oh, actually, it's not one in here. Yeah. I wonder where I've put those. I think I put them away somewhere. I had a couple of little vinyl records here somewhere. No, they're not there, are they? No, not down there, are they? Oh, is there one there? Hang on. There might be one here. Hang on. Oh, yeah. There's one here. Have we got... what have I got here? Oh, God, how sad is this? Right, now don't laugh. Don't laugh. So under there, I've got a Valdunican LP. Look at that. And I've got The Gang Show, 45 RPM record, which was something I was in for many years. This was the London Gang Show, which was the big one. They don't do them anymore. You know, it's very, very old hat. But there's a couple of records here. And I absolutely preferred DJing with records. You'd have several record boxes there, and you'd flick through, and then you'd pull the record out of its sleeve. Pull the record out of its sleeve. Look at that. I mean, that's just beautiful, isn't it? And this, I don't think this has ever been played by the look of it. No, it hasn't. That's a clean record. Look, that's never been played, that one. Then you put it on the turntable, put the thing in and start playing the record. Wonderful. Wonderful. And then while that was on, while I was DJing, you'd be looking for the next one. You know, back through your record box. And you'd be busy all the time. You wouldn't have time to talk to people. Not really. Not have whole conversation. Or just got to get another record, you know, and flick through it again. That's how it was. And it was, to be fair, it was the same with CDs. Exactly the same. You know, you'd have to flick through the CDs. There's the album you want. A little bit more difficult because then everything was on albums. Or you had CD singles still. So you flick through those, pull out another one and just tried it on. And quite often, Capital Ties, I haven't got to your messages yet. I can't just do them like that all the time. I'm not doing messages halfway through stories because I lose the plot. You have to wait until I've finished the story, all right? So flick like that. And you're flicking through the songs and all that. And then you pull out another one and you've got it on. And it's going round and round and round. And it's getting to the end. Right, you're ready with the next one. And suddenly, you change your mind. And I think, hang on a minute. That's not the right song to put on next. Now, what is the right song to put on next? How do you know? I can't tell you that. because I don't know. But you just know instinctively. So this record's coming to the end like that, and suddenly you change your mind. And quickly you go back to your record box, flick, 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 and the time, needle's getting further and further to the end. Put another one over, quickly line it up, and bang. And no one noticed. No one noticed. There's no gap. And it was the same with the CDs. Same with the CDs. You could have a CD in there all lined up ready, and then towards the end, you might have a minute left, 30 seconds left even, and you change your mind suddenly. And you flick through the next one. That's it. Once we moved on to computers, it became very... Oh, how do you know the show's live? All right. So just have a look at the clock, really. Just have a look at the clock. Clock, date. Okay, if that's the time where you are now, or if you're abroad somewhere, just translate the time. That's how you know whether you're watching the show live. All right, my friend? Don't worry about that. Once we moved on to computers, it became very boring. I never forget, I've changed over to computers and, you've got a few tracks on there. So you do it gradually. You don't change all over at the same time, just in case you can't do it. So I started playing tracks from computers and I'm like, yeah, okay, this is all right. And then I realised very quickly you could carry around so many more tracks on a hard drive than you can in boxes of records. It's so much easier. So as time went on, I moved the whole thing over and now I carry a laptop. And on that laptop is, I don't know, hundreds of boxes of records that I could never dream of carrying about all those records. Right? So I've given myself more choice. But it made the job too easy. Far too easy. You just drag and drop. Drag and drop. And very quickly I became bored. I became bored doing the job that I loved. And moving over to MP3s on a computer was a big mistake. It was a mistake. On the other hand, you can get anything as a download. You can buy any track as a download that has ever been out in the history of time. Whereas you can't do that on vinyl. You can't. Not everything comes out on vinyl. Not everything comes out on CD either now. It's all downloads. So you can't go backwards. But what did I prefer? No, there's no question in it. Records. I loved records. So why did I chuck them all away? Space. Just space. And now I've got a big garden because I got rid of the shed as well. And I've got a lovely big garden. And I like to do my gardening. All right. Okay, let's go over onto the other platforms. Hello to Joanna watching on YouTube tonight. Hello, Joanna. Paul Mosley's there. Greetings to you, Paul. Good evening. Paul says, did you hear the KFC Colonel has now been demoted to Sergeant Sanders because of the trouble? Capital Tires says it's really unusual to see an evening show. Yeah, I'm not usually here in the evening, as you know, if I'm doing something else. But I thought I'd have a little chat today. Usually Tuesday. If it's going to be an evening show, it'll be on a Tuesday or a Thursday usually. Okay, welcome along to the show, sir. He's on watching on Twitch. I think you're the only person who watches on Twitch, to be honest, Capital. And as we're on Twitch, let's do one. There we are. A little Twitch for you. Just for you, my friend. A bit like that. Alrighty. Barry Jenkins in there. Can I just do some congratulations? I've got 2 congratulations to do tonight. First of all, to Barry and Hayley. Now, Barry is the manager of the King's Head Theatre Bar, where we do the quiz on Wednesday nights. Do come along. That's tomorrow night. Here's a little poster for you to have a quick look at. Okay, that's tomorrow night's quiz at the King's Head Theatre Pub, 115 Upper Street, Islington. Every Wednesday, 8:30 till 10:30. Always a good idea to ring ahead for a table booking. All right, so ring ahead. But Barry, who's the general manager there, and his wife have just had a baby, Freddie. So Barry and Hayley, congratulations and welcome to the world, Freddie. Yet another viewer waiting to learn how to speak so he can understand what the hell I'm saying. Congratulations to Barry and Hayley. All right, and I'd also like to say congratulations to Ady and Louisa. who had a baby as well. So it's lots more potential viewers coming into the world. I bet they can't wait to watch this programme. Little people. I'm a big fan of little people, as you know. Although my great-nephew, George, at the moment, he's had gastroenteritis. And he's lost a lot of weight. My sister and her family, they all live up north. So there's my sister, her husband. There's their three children, which is Jimmy, who's 21 this year. I'm taking him on holiday in October, but I can't tell you where it is yet because I haven't told him yet. So for his 21st birthday, we're going on holiday. He's got a girlfriend. And then there's my nephew, Gary, and his wife, Stacey. And then there's my niece, Tracy, and her husband, Ben. And both of them have got 3 children each. So there's great nephew, George, who's not very well at the moment. But I did make him smile earlier on one of those WhatsApp video calls. I made him smile. I played the piano for him. What did I play? ABBA songs. Dancing Queen. If It Wasn't for the Night. I think I did another one. I can't remember the other one. Anyway, so he's got a little brother recently born, James, baby James. And they got a sister who is Emily. And then on the other side, there's the lovely Olivia. This is my nephew, Gary's little girl. There's Olivia. She's got a bit of disability, unfortunately. There's Harry. That's their son. And there's another little girl who's Evie, and she's the oldest one, who likes being bought sweets by Uncle Chris. Yes. She don't like to hold my hand unless I'm buying her sweets. Can we have some sweets, Chris? And then grabs my hand and drags me towards the sweet shop. And I don't see enough of them, unfortunately. I really do. Capital Tire says, I feel proud and privileged to be the only Twitch viewer on this streaming service. It's worth doing for one person. It really is. All right? It really is. Barry's by the bedside at the moment. I guess you'll be off for a while. Are you having some of that, what's it called? Husband off time. What do they call that? Baby off. You know, when you have a baby, you share the holiday or you get so much time off, don't you? Or something. I mean, unfortunately, it doesn't work with animals, does it? You know, Barry, as you know, it's unlikely that I'll have another child. You know, I can't see myself having another child. Unlikely. But if I was to purchase a cat, another cat or a dog, you know, a young one, would I get the same time off that you people get for having babies? I mean, if not, then that is against animals, and we must immediately form a left-wing group for this. You know, new parents of baby cats. And we could be on the Victoria Derbyshire show as one of her victims, couldn't we? Because on the Victoria Derbyshire show, they always have, in the morning, every morning, 9 o'clock, BBC News Channel, they always have 3 or 4 victims sitting on tall stools being interviewed by Victoria Derbyshire. Victims. So, you know, all these left-wing groups. I think we should form a left-wing group, okay, of people who aren't given time off work by the government when they go and buy a new cat. It's wrong. We can have placards and everything going through the streets of London. I shall personally write to our good friend Teresa about this. Yes. Paternity leave. Thank you, Mark. I need paternity leave if I'm going to buy another cat, surely. We should have paternity leave. Yes. Thank you. Thank you, Stephen, as well. Good evening to Stephen Fairman joining us tonight. Mark, some people don't watch. They watch on YouTube or Periscope or Twitch. That's why he can't see the little live thing. I think it's on YouTube. I don't know how Twitch works, to be honest. I just send the show to them and they work it out from there. Good evening to Simon Keane. You're not usually with us live, are you, Simon? Rod Brown's there as well. Mark says, my first vinyl was a Madonna's Like a Virgin when I was around 7. That's a good question. What was your first record ever? What was the first song you bought, boys and girls? Your first either record or perhaps CD, single or album, or the first song you ever downloaded? I've got to say, I don't know what the first song was I downloaded. The first CD I bought would have been a compilation CD. So when I went from vinyl to CDs, and I bought, oh, it's so funny. I was DJing at a little family pub. This would have been around about 1989, 87, 86, maybe 85, somewhere around there. And I bought my first CD, and it would have been a compilation, like an album of Madonna. Okay, could have been the one with a light blue cover, the Immaculate Collection, possibly. Could have been that one. I'm not sure. Anyway, and I bought a CD case as well, you know, like a box to put many CDs in. And I put this one CD in the box. So I turned up at my usual gig. It was a place called The Stag in Battersea, just a family pub, and I used to set up in the corner there with a couple of record decks and a CD player as well. But, you know, CD player. You couldn't do anything. You couldn't change the speed or anything. You just put the CD in, press play. Yeah, it was just a home CD player. There wasn't really anything for DJs at that point, except for very, very expensive, because it was a new technology. And I turned up at this pub, so I put my records out, put my records on like these, I kind of set up. So behind me, you know how pubs used to be? They're all wooden chairs and tables now, just boring. But you used to have a long, like, foam type seat, wouldn't you, in a pub? Covered in red velvet or something like that, you know, the sort of thing. And there'd be tables in front of it. So I used to set up on a table, and behind me I'd put my records just on the seat. So I put my 1, 2, 3 record. I think it was 3 record boxes, 2 lots of albums. No, it was an albums box. There was a 12-inch single box, which was quite big, and I had a 7-inch single box, and then my brand new box with 1 CD in it. And it was like a suitcase. And I said, Ian, look at this. Of course, I knew all the lads in there. I remember Rob, and who else was in there? Going back so long now. They must all have. They'll all be in their 50s now. Wow, unbelievable how the time goes. And I come and have a look at this, lads. And I've opened this case. There's 1 CD in there. Oh, happy times. Info Dude. We've got someone else on Twitch tonight. God, 2 people watching on Twitch. That is a record. Joanna says, the first album I bought was Barry Manilow's on Bell Records. That was a vinyl. Yeah. Oh, Info Dude is SOS. Okay, I'll get you on there. Let's have a look at what records you've bought recently, if you're putting it there. Diana was bought in 1986, was it? 1986. Gosh. What songs did you buy first time, boys and girls? Do let us know. Okay, put your little message on there and I'll read it out. Do you want a phone line open tonight? I can open the phone just for a little while, okay? Anyone wants to call in, the number's up there, and I'll put you through. If you swear, you'll only get 1 chance. We're not really bothered. If you swear, I won't be shocked, because sometimes it happens. Sometimes it happens, but if you're looking for a shock, that won't really happen, because you'll get probably 1 word in before I cut you off. So don't worry about that, okay? Mark says the first song on tape. Oh, did you used to buy tape? Yes, because they had cassette singles as well, didn't they? Here is a cassette. There will be young people probably who have never seen a cassette tape. There's one here. Now, what's on here? Oh my God, this is my radio show from 1999. I did a show on a station called Liberty Radio in London. It was on medium wave, legal, and it was owned by the Harrods boss. And I recorded one of the shows. Look, 1999, that's a cassette tape there. Look at that. Used to put that in a machine, click a button, and it all worked very well. Unless you got the C120 tapes, and they used to get chewed up. Terrible. The first song on tape I bought with my own money was Jimmy Now, Ain't No Doubt. 1992, gosh. Andy, the Goombay Dance Band. 7 Tears, la da 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 da. That would be a good karaoke song, wouldn't it? Or is that a bit depressing, 7 Tears? I always remember that song as being very, very repetitive, don't you? A little bit like the stories I tell, to be honest. 7 tears, da 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 da. Oh yeah, that could be one. Tony's first record. Tony says, "What's in it for me?" Passion Records. Now I don't know that one. Was that a high energy one, Tony? I would imagine that's high energy. Dirty Dancing, Daryl Cole, of course. Now I've had the time of my life. Was that Kenny Rogers? I've had the time of my life. My favourite song by him is Lady. Oh, it makes me cry. It reminds me of my mum. I don't know why. Because it's supposed to be about a lover. Obviously, my mother was not my lover. But for some reason, it always reminds me of my mum. Lady, I'm your knight in shining armour, and I love you. Oh, beautiful song. I might listen to that when I finish the show. Tony says my first ever release was on vinyl. Tony makes records. He writes music. Tony does. Who else? What else have we got here? It was a high energy one for Kelly. Oh, was it? I don't remember that one for some reason. Diana got a tape. Bewitched. And the boy band Handsome. Don't know the boy band Handsome. I remember Bewitched. C'est la vie. C'est la vie. And what's the other song they did? That's right. Mari. B. Bumble and the Stingers was the name of the group. Can't remember the name of the tune. Don't know them, Mari. Bumble and the Stingers. An instrumental single record. Instrumental. Yeah, my favourite instrumental. I've got a few favourite instrumental songs. The Hustle. That's a nice one, isn't it? So I like The Hustle. There was a song called Mystery that I used to play at the Black Cap. It was a real dance music, and the only lyric it had was mystery, mystery. Dad, do you want to hear it? Oh, I shouldn't really play music. Surely I can play just a tiny snatch of it, surely. Shall I? I shouldn't really play music to you. Hang on a minute. It's just a sample. I mean, you might buy it if you hear it, I suppose. Let's see if I can get away with this. Just a tiny little bit of music, all right? I can't play you loads of it. Where are you now? 2000s, that's it. I'll see who it's by. I can't even remember who it's by, actually. I've heard it for ages. There it is. Mato Grosso. M-A-T-O... Well, you might want to write this down, see if you can find it afterwards, and you can hear the whole thing. It's very fast. Mato Grosso, M-A-T-O-G-R-O-S-S-O, and it's called Mystery. So let me play just a tiny little bit of that. I'll move it forward. You won't be able to hear much because I'll get cut off otherwise. Isn't that great? I've got to keep talking over it, otherwise something picks it up and we get cut off. Mystery. I love it. That is such a wonderful track. And I used to play that at the Black Cap on a Saturday night. One of my more popular records. I've never ever heard it played anywhere else at all. Funny, isn't it? Mystery by Mato Grosso. So that was one of my favourite tracks there. Mark, I have to tell you, I walked out the Black Cap I didn't walk out, I left the Black Cap in 2007. I would think it was 2007 or 20. Was it 2007? I think I left the Black Cap, and I've missed it ever since. It was a big part of my life, that place, a huge part of my life. It really was. Anything else came along, I brushed it aside and just stayed there. I was so happy there. So happy there. Towards the end, I didn't really enjoy it too much on the last few years. They had a manager there, and we didn't really get on at all. We didn't any kind of. Do you know what I mean? So you had to go, and that was it. So I found something else to do. Of course, I've gone on and done other things, and if I'd have stayed there, I wouldn't have done the other things. So there's no, you shouldn't look at it like that. But I missed it from the moment I walked out of it, to be honest. But you can't go backwards, you see. What you and I had in the 90s in there was just fantastic, wasn't it, eh? Sort of 1980. When did I start there? 87, was it? Something like that? 87? I think 87 right the way through till about 2004. I was very happy there. Right, the whole period. Oh, fantastic times we had there. Lisa says, do you remember the 8-track disc? Big and, yeah, the 8 tracks. Oh, they were massive things, they were. Radio stations used to use those to put their jingles on because it was so easy. You just grab the thing and push a button and it would just play. I remember the 8 tracks. I think, oh dear. Did you hear that? A burp came out of me then. How unprofessional was that? I silently let one go. That ended, that ended. Yeah, the 8 tracks. Some cars had those. Very expensive cars, I think, had 8 tracks. I didn't have one of those, but I do remember those, yes. And Kenny Lady, she loves that. Lady, the song by Kenny Rogers. I think it was Kenny Rogers, wasn't it? Kenny Rogers. Another instrumental track, Kenny Thomas. Or was it Kenny Thomas or was it Kenny someone else with a saxophone? Do 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 do. I can't remember the song now. Saxophone song. Kenny someone else. Oh, what's that called? Let me have a look. Saxophone song. Kenny. Let's have a look here. No. Oh, it's Kenny G. Kenny G. Oh, it was a song by Kenny G. Can't remember what it was. But he did a saxophone song that was very nice as well, wasn't it? Yes. Bill Medley. Thank you, Andy. Bill Medley and Jennifer Warnes was the time of your life. Yeah, it wasn't Kenny Rogers at all. You're quite right. Thank you. I don't know. See, I often make mistakes about music as well. Kenny G, that was the one. Top favourite places, Black Cap, 79.6, the Astoria. They're all gone. Yes, Mark, the Cap is where we met. The Cap is indeed where we met. I miss that so much. And it all happened there. There were some very high spots in my life and low spots as well. I got the phone call. It was on a Saturday night. And Lizzie Drip was just about to go on stage. She was a drag queen that I used to put on the stage there. And my mum was in hospital, very ill. And she was on her way out. And just before, it was about, what time was it now? Let me think now. I can't remember the exact time. I think it was about 10:30 and the phone rang. I had my mobiles set up. And in those days, these were new mobiles, fairly new. There were no smartphones, but it was very bad at the signal. And I had installed an aerial on top of the roof of the Black Cap with a wire coming all the way down, which plugged into my mobile phone so it would work in the pub. That's how bad the signal was those days. You know, you had to have these things, so I did. And the phone rang, and it was the hospital. Please come to the hospital now. Your mother's deteriorating. Okay. And I calmly said, will I be all right for a little while? She said, well, you should come as quickly as possible. Okay, thank you. And I put the phone down. Right. So I went in and to see the drag queen. It was Lizzie Tripp. I said, all right, Lizzie. I said, how long will it be before you're on? She said, oh, I'll be about half an hour, 40 minutes. I said, oh. I said, can you go any quicker than that? She said, why? What's up? I said, well, my mum's dying. All right. She said, well, go. I said, well, I can't go. Why not? Just go. I said, I can't go until you've gone on. She said, yes, you can. I said, no, I can't. She said, right. She said, give me 2 minutes. 2 minutes, she was on that stage. She was on that stage in 2 minutes. And I had prepared a little tape. It was called a DAT tape. A DAT tape, you could have like 3, 4, 5 hours on this little, and it was a tiny little thing. It was, we'd started going digital, and fortunately we had one of the machines in there. And Lizzie Drip went off. I put the tape in, run the tape, and I was straight out of that door. I didn't make it to the hospital on time, unfortunately. But yeah, so yeah, it had high spots, and that was of course the lowest spot in there. Of course, you meet people in there. I met my best friend in there, who became my boyfriend at the time, Ronnie. You remember Ronnie? And went out with him for about a year and a half, I think it was. And that finished, and he's now my best friend, and lives near me now, which is great, isn't it? Yeah, so lots of happy times and other times as well. Thank you, Kevin. That's the one, Songbird. Well done, Kevin. Songbird is the one by Kenny G. Wonderful song. Do, 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 do. Beautiful song, isn't it? I don't dare play you another tune. I'll be hung, drawn and quartered by the people on Facebook Live, dear. You're not allowed to play other music on there for copyright reasons and all that business. You know, how many people are watching this? You know, 17. If they music wise, okay, these artists now who are all on the downloads and all that, they don't make an awful lot of money on those downloads, you know. Oh no. The days of the money earned by Elton John, quite rightly, money earned by Elton John, Rod Stewart. Man, we had this discussion the other night. Rod Stewart, I don't know, Barry Manilow, Cilla Black. The money that they don't get that money anymore, mate. Oh, God, no. It's something ridiculously small, like 0.00001p for every time their track is played. Spice Girls, I mean, they got a bit of money. They got more money than you in the bank. Of course they have. But they got nothing like in comparison to Elton John and places like that. They're never going to make that much money. You know, It's just the streaming services. So, you know, if I saw like 16 people watching a show, perhaps over there, another 20 there, another 30 over there. So it's like, you know, I don't know, less than 100 people. If I could go to Facebook and says, okay, yeah, well, what do I owe you for those 17 people listening to that song? You know, it would be something like 2p. I wouldn't mind sending that to them, no problem. But that facility is not there. That's why you don't come on Facebook Live and see people playing music to you. Besides, I mean, that's radio, isn't it? Just radio with pictures. They do it on Periscope. They seem to get away with it on Periscope, don't they? Periscope's a funny old thing. There's some dodgy old characters on there. Periscope, if you don't know, it's a bit like Facebook Live, but there's no, like, it's not like Facebook Live other than just the video bit of it, right? And there's everyone on there doing all sorts of strange things. And you'll have some good stuff on there as well. You might have someone, and it's so simple to do. You just push a couple of buttons on your mobile phone, set up the camera, and just start doing your thing. You've got your own little TV station. Wonderful. And there might be someone cooking something. You know, today I'm going to show you how to make onion pie or something like that. And there's a couple of people who on there who play musical instruments. There's a lovely, I don't know what his name is. There's a mixed race young guy on there who plays the piano. And he's just got his thing, and he's good looking, and he's got his little thing set up there, and he literally just plays the piano, and people come in and ask him to play requests, and he sits there and plays it. Wonderful. And there's an older lady there who seems to play the piano in pubs. And she's a character. I don't know what her name is as well, but she's got this old, like, blonde, curly, long hair, and she's got glasses. She doesn't look dissimilar to the one with the glasses who did the cleaning in Heidi High. Do you remember her? Was it not Ruth Magic, the other one? Sue Pollard. She doesn't look dissimilar to Sue Pollard. And she comes and she's got a camera there. Often, it's so noisy in the pub you can't hear the bloody piano. And she must go in pubs and just do this. And she does it from home as well. And I think that's wonderful to see these characters on there. These people should be on the telly. Maybe not in their own show, but in like a variety show. And so that's the good side of it. And there might be someone doing exercising, you know, let's do today's exercise. Just weird and wonderful people. Then on the other side, you've got the dark side of it. Where people are literally on there rolling up a spliff and selling it. Yeah, man. You want any spliff? You come and just send me a message. I'll drop that. And there's the dark side of it as well, you see, as well. And then there's people on there that use it basically as a meat market to meet other people for, you know, it. So it's all on there on Periscope, and you take what you want. But I often flick across there, and they and a lot of them talk, especially at this time of night. You'll go on Periscope, and they'll be talking with that stupid accent. Yeah, man. And, you know, all different people in London. I don't know why they're talking like that, like the South London accent. That's called. So there we are. Info Jude reckons I should have my own TV channel on Sky and flee through. Do you reckon? You're about £20,000 a year, mate. What am I going to have to do? I have to sell a house. I'm not selling my house. No, besides, I think internet is the way to go. I could, if I wanted to, I could go downstairs on my nice telly downstairs on my telly, and I could bring up the YouTube, and I could watch it on there anyway. You know, because all the new tellies have got streaming, haven't they? You just plug in. I could type it in and watch it on YouTube on the telly downstairs as it's happening. How clever's that? I mean, I won't lie to you. No, I'd love to go downstairs and watch myself. I'm that good. The Final Countdown from Europe. Paul. Oh, wonderful song. I tried to do that at a karaoke, The Final Countdown. It's the final. It was a bit butch for me, to be honest. You know, it's a little bit too butch for me to do that one, but excellent song. Was that the first one you was bought? Was it, Paul? Orange and Blue Lavender. Welcome to the show. Just bought some free bracelets. Just paid shipping, and tomorrow I'm going to hang out at the mall. You're going to sell some bracelets at the mall. Good girl. Good girl. An opportunity. Never miss an opportunity. Capital Tires reckon Facebook will surely forgive you for a few seconds of audio. No, not always. You can be cut off like that. I believe, I don't know if it's a computer or someone watching or something like that, but I believe that Facebook are like watching all the time, you see. or the computer, what is it, algorithms or something like that. They're watching for things like that. We've got a call coming in. Good morning. Who's that? Or good evening.
Good evening. My name is Juan Diego Betancourt here in New York City, Queens, New York.
Juan Diego, welcome to the show, sir.
Thank you so much. Who do I have the pleasure of speaking with?
I'm Chris. I'm the bloke chatting away on the computer screen at the moment, which you're watching because you're bored and you've got nothing else to do.
Well, is it high tea time?
Is it high tea time? No, not today. It's 9 o'clock. High tea is sort of round about. I suppose about. I think high tea is the same as afternoon tea.
Oh, I get it now.
Although the people don't really do that very often. In fact, you'll be hard pushed to find anyone who does it. But funnily enough, you should mention that. I often go out with my mate and we go into a hotel sort of 2 o'clock in the afternoon and we'll have a British afternoon tea. Have you been over here before, sir?
Never visited the fair land.
You've never been over here?
No, even though I have a passport, State Department issue passport.
Oh, you should come over here. You might like London. Have you got a family or what?
Yeah, sure. I have a large family. I have two siblings and a sister.
How old are they?
And my mom and dad.
How old are your siblings? Hello?
Yes, sorry.
How old are your family?
How old are they?
Yes?
Dad's 77. He still climbs trees, and mother's 74.
Oh, well, that's fine. You can bring them all across. Cost you an arm and a leg, though, wouldn't it?
And then I wouldn't be able to roll back.
Where else have you been in the world apart from New York?
Canada, Venezuela, Colombia, of course. My parents are from Colombia, South America.
Right. Okay, lovely. Is the weather all right at the moment in New York, or are you a little bit chilly at the moment? We're cold here.
It is pristine, sistine.
Is it really? Gosh, I mean, I was last in New York about 5 years ago. I went to see I'm a big Barry Manilow fan. And,
yes, I saw the posting. Sorry to interrupt.
That's right. I went to the St. James's Theatre in New York, and I went to see him there. But it was February the 5th, for my 50th birthday. I'm 55. And honestly, it was the coldest place in the world, being in New York City in February, and I swore I'd never do it again.
Well, try on the Rockettes at the Radio City Music Hall one day.
Where's that? Sorry?
The Radio City Rockettes.
Oh, yes, I've been past the Radio City Music Hall. Haven't actually been in there, because that's quite near Macy's, isn't it?
Sort of, maybe a mile away or half a mile.
Not too far away from there. Yeah, I remember walking past there. I've also been to New York in sort of June, July, and if February it's the coldest place in the world, in June, July it's the hottest place. That is really hot in New York in that time, isn't it?
Yeah, we have extreme variations on the weather here.
Yeah. I'm just trying to think what year I went there. I think I was about 35 then, so 63, 73, 83, 93, 67. Around about 1999, I think I went in the summer there, and various clubs. I think the Roxy Club. I went in. I think.
Listen, I owe you an apology. I never thanked you verbally for that fine tea from Harrods. Excellent.
Oh, you enjoyed that, did you?
Well, not yet, but I appreciate the consideration and the effort that you provided in sending me over from the Atlantic.
Oh, that's all right. No problem at all. You enjoy it when you're ready to enjoy it, all right?
All right. You have a pleasant evening now.
Pleasure to talk to you. Bye-bye, sir.
Same here. Thank you so much. Bye, Chris.
Now. Bye. How lovely. Someone making the effort there to call in from New York, boys and girls. There's a phone number up there if you want to call in at some point. Paul says, is the woman in the pub on piano called Gillian? I don't know. I can't think what her name is now, but she comes across as a lovely person and a big character. That's what you want there, big character. And she's often in a pub and she's got the thing and she's talking, but you can't quite hear her because of the noise in the pub. She would do well buying perhaps a little microphone attachment and pinning it to here because of all the noise going on around them. And an iPhone, I have to tell you, I think the iPhone camera and microphone are excellent. They're really excellent, but sometimes if there's a lot of noise around, you can't quite hear what's going on. Mike says he went to New York Christmas time and it was snowing. Yeah, I think I'd like to do New York one Christmas. Yeah, I think I'd like to go to New York. For me, New York is a little bit too busy all the time. It's just busy, busy, busy. Whatever time you're walking around, it's been 2 o'clock in the morning, busy, busy, busy all the time. Cars and what have you going on and all that time. But yeah, I'd like to see it at Christmas. But I'd like to go with someone. You know, I think it's, you know, I like to go on holiday on my own usually, unless it's family. But Christmas time might be a little bit different. Might be a bit lonely, mightn't it? Unless I suppose if you go into a hotel and they've got like a some sort of event going on. We've got a posh hotel near me called Coworth Park, where I've been a couple of times for afternoon tea. And they do it's expensive, but they do this Christmas thing. And in the morning, you go downstairs, all sing carols around a Christmas tree. That must be really nice, mustn't it? You know, bit different from getting up for your bedroom and going downstairs and putting the telly on while you're having your Christmas breakfast. Oh, dear. Hello to Dan Woodward. Hello, Dan. Welcome to the show, sir. Welcome. And Mike Hammond there. Thank you, Kevin. Juan, that was Juan. I think that was Juan just on the show on the phone there, actually. Hello to Steve. Greetings, Steve. About time you reappeared at the karaoke. Tony says, do you still have a DAT machine? No. No. I had one. Did I have one? I'm sure I had one. Or did I? No, I had a mini disc. They had a DAT machine at the radio studio, and they had a DAT machine at the Black Cap. Yeah, so that I recorded it. I don't know how I did it then. I think possibly I borrowed the DAT machine from the Black Cap and recorded a 3-hour DJ set for when the time come for my my mum there, you see. Good. Good night, Diana. Thanks for joining us. What's the time anyway? Oh, it's 9:30. I'm going to go and watch Holby City in a minute. Just a couple of other stories here. Katie Price has got a new bloke. She gets some good-looking blokes, doesn't she, Katie? How does she do it? I know how she does it. You know, that's how she does it, mate. Katie Price. Oh, it's in this morning's Daily Mirror, or today's Daily Mirror. In the wake of her self-confessed year from hell, Katie Price has reportedly found solace in the arms of a new man. There was nothing wrong with the other one. You know her last boy. What was the name of her last boyfriend? I can't remember now. I shouldn't really tell. I mean, it is a nighttime show, isn't it, today? If you type in his name and put, how can I put this? The word that you would use to find certain videos. Right? Dear me. Honestly, he's on one of those. Anyway, there was nothing wrong with him. She's dumped that one, hasn't she? Or did he dump her? I don't know. Anyway, she's off again. No doubt there'll be another wedding with her wearing hardly anything, writhing around in a pool somewhere with a wedding thing on. Honestly. Anyway, after sharing snaps of their meeting last week, Katie, who's 39... Oh, come on, Katie. 39, love. Come on, we're all friends, dear. You don't have to lie about your age. You're not 39, are you, love? I'm sure you're not. Anyway, the former glamour model who split with... that was it, Kieran, who split with husband Kieran Hayley over allegations she cheated with their children's nanny, has apparently set her sights on a celebrity romance with the bad boy singer. What's his name then? Hang on a minute. Oh, So Solid crew member MC Harvey. Now, another one who's very good looking, I have to say. Yeah, obviously not as good looking as me, but he's not far off it, to be honest. A source told Closer, Kate's always thought Michael was gorgeous. He reached out to her in the wake of the scandal and said they had an instant connection. I bet they did. The insider also claimed Katie is hoping to nab a love interest as she begins filming for her... Oh, no, not her on the telly again. Please. She's going to filming for her recommissioned reality show, My Crazy Life. Why do you people watch this stuff? Please tell me why you watch crap like Love Island and all that. And how is it that Love Island's on the telly when we've got all this going on about, you know, women being portrayed as sexual objects on the telly? And then they put Love Island on for them all parading around in bikinis, dear. They make up the rules as they go along, I swear. She's imagining what it would be like if he was her boyfriend and how they'd be the next big celebrity couple. See, I I think that's all it is to her. All these good night, Minnie. All these relationships that she has are good night, Mark. Good night, Mark. All these relationships she has, I'm sure she just does it to be on the telly and to make films and sell pictures. I'm sure that's why she does it. I don't know. Steve's coming back to the karaoke soon. I hope you are, Steve. Did I watch Tenable? No, haven't watched it yet. Let me make a note of that. I'm going to watch that tonight. Tenable. Some of my friends are on there. Electric Blue, Carbon Dioxide. There's another one on there as well. I can't remember the other one. I'm going to watch that later. Yeah, two of them. Electric Blue, I see her most weeks. Very, very talented. Very, very talented performer. Really good. Electric Blue, she is. Good. Alrighty, let's do... hang on. Let me just check over here for your messages. Orange, Blue and Lavender. It's always the rock and roll singer. Yeah, it is always the rock and roll singer, isn't it? You're right. Right. Orange and Blue likes to go to McDonald's in Times Square. I believe I've been there. I think I've been to the McDonald's in Times Square. And I've been to the... How sad is this? And I've been to the McDonald's in Sydney. It's like a thing, isn't it? That you have to go to the McDonald's in these different countries. Huh? I think the one... Didn't the one in Barbados fail? It's the only one that failed. I think it was Barbados. They opened a McDonald's in Barbados or one of the Caribbean countries and it just failed. Didn't work at all. Mike says Katie Price looks awful. Just Googled a picture and she looks so plastic and fake these days. Well, that's the trouble with the plastic surgery. Once you've had it, you have to keep having it. Otherwise, it all goes terribly wrong. It falls downhill. What? Shouldn't really tell you this. One of the people I used to work for has had facial surgery done. Oh, yes. And can't you tell, when they get older, they look older than people who had never had it in the first place. What's the point of that? Thousands of pounds. God's sake, man. Right, let's do today's birthdays and then go down to watch some telly and have some dinner, I think. Oh, Slimming World News. Did you want the Slimming... No, I'll save that for tomorrow morning. Slimming World News tomorrow morning, okay? Happy birthday today to Mario on this Tuesday. Hello, Mario. Oh, always in a little vest in a gymnasium, aren't you, Mario? Oh, I tried gym once. I got bored with it. I do swimming. Although I can't swim this week. The swimming pool's closed. We're having new lockers put in. Nothing wrong with the old ones. Nothing wrong with them. But they're ripping out all the lockers and redoing the chain rooms up at the Hilton where I go to the swimming pool. Happy birthday, Mario. Looking very fit there, darling. Alan Rolfe is today a young 75 years old today. Happy birthday, Alan. Hope you're well, sir. Jasmine Lemendola. She comes occasionally. I don't see her very often. She comes along to sing at the karaoke. Happy birthday, Jasmine. All right, my love. Ivan Hutton is 28 years ago today. I used to work with him at Belushi's in London Bridge about 5 years ago. Nice chap. Hope you're doing well, Ivan. All right. I always remember dropping you off at Heathrow Airport. It was you, wasn't it? On the way home, because I was going that way. I dropped him off at the airport, and I think he waited a few hours for his plane to go wherever he was going. Happy birthday, Ivan. I don't forget faces, don't worry. Sinead is a young 34 years old today. Happy birthday, Sinead. Francesco Monaco. Oh, I can't believe you're 38. You still look like you're 20. How'd you do that? Happy birthday, Francesco. And Ian Valance as well. It's Ian's birthday today as well, so happy birthday to you. Let's play you our little happy birthday tune. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Mario, Alan, Jasmine, Ivan, Sinead, Francesco and Ian. Happy birthday to you. That's about the limit of how many names I can get on. All right. Lisa says, have you seen the show Outlander? No, haven't seen Outlander. Don't know what that one's about, Lisa. Mike, at least it's McDonald's. If it was KFC, they'd be out of chicken. Yes. I think they would. All right, boys and girls, time to go. Thank you very much for joining us. Let me just... oh, hang on a minute. I have to close the phone line now. 1 second. There we are. Phone line closed. Thank you very much for joining us on this Tuesday night. I'm going to go downstairs and watch Holby City and Tenable, which I've got that ITV player thing. I keep... you have to... Every time you join one of these television things, you have to sign up, don't you now? and it gets on my nerves. I was trying to do it earlier on my mobile phone, and I don't know about you, I get a bad thumb now. A bad hand going up here, and it's obviously due to tapping the damn mobile phone. Actually, I do it on the computer before I go downstairs, and then I'll have the password and log it in. So I'm going to watch Tenable on ITV because some of my drag queen friends were on there earlier, and hold me sitting, have a little bit of dinner as well. Thank you very much for joining us on the show. I'll probably be with you again tomorrow morning, around about 9:15, 9:30, 9:45, here on Facebook Live, YouTube, Periscope, and Twitch as well. Have a nice evening, and I'll see you soon. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.